Welcome to I Want That, getting the dates, love, and life you crave. I'm your host, Liza Cooper, a love and dating coach and founder of the online group workshops, Find Love After 50. My personal story of finding love, and more importantly, reawakening all the parts of me I thought were gone forever after 50 and after divorce, went viral on TikTok because it resonated for so many. Join me as I interview couples, singles, and experts to uncover what love means in all of its beautiful forms, including the hurdles and how to overcome them. Together, we'll have powerful conversations that light the path to getting everything you want in life, especially in matters of the heart. In my final episode with Alina and Scott, I go a bit deeper and ask a bunch of questions, including about cheating. Good stuff. Tune in. But before the interview, listen to a quick clip of me on the streets of New York City, where I'm known as the love coach. I'm speaking with a woman who says her relationship with her husband is different from every other past romantic relationship.
My parents were super against meeting Corey early because I had been through a number of long-term relationships that hadn't worked. And I said, no, Mom, I'm going to marry this guy. This is the one, so you have to meet him.
Oh, my God. What was so different about those versus this?
The major difference is the fighting. When we fight, we just look at each other and go, this is stupid, we love each other. Like, none of this really matters. And in other relationships, it would explode.
So I'm just curious because you're so solid as a couple. You mentioned monogamy. You know, a lot of marriages, there's betrayal. There's, people cheat on each other in relationships. I'm just curious, like, what are your thoughts on that? And
rules. I have two rules. I don't know what yours are. My two rules is one, you're really smart. Be smart enough to make sure I never find out. And the second one is, if you meet a woman who is more perfect for you than me, I want to meet this one.
those are good rules. What do you think of those rules? And what do you think about it all?
The third caveat is he's going to be the guy in the bar. It's always saying my wife doesn't understand me. He has to say my wife understands me too well. That has to be. Anyway,
well, I think what we really think in terms of that is these people are way more energetic than we can possibly imagine. It's like you have a job, you have kids to raise, you have things to do. It's like, okay, where am I going to fit this in? I don't have enough time to do what I already want to do.
He doesn't have to do all the reading he wants to do.
And you have to understand, and those are the easy things. Those are like, oh, I'm just turning on Netflix. Okay. Actually going out and having an affair, there's work. You have to go find the person. You have to find someone who's going to be discreet. You have to find someone who's not crazy. That's not something I'm good at.
No, he's not very good at that.
Hilarious. So I've got two more questions. You guys are wonderful. So if people listening to this want to find a love like you have, like what would you recommend that they do if they are seeking that kind of connection, trust, fun? I mean, there's a lot of levity to your dynamic.
Find someone who intellectually and physically stimulates you, and then do the hard work on everything else.
This is mine that I've said to all of my kids. Find someone who loves the thing about you, the thing that you hate about yourself.
And what is that for one another?
I might be a bit too much, but he likes that. Yeah, and whenever our kids sort of have a comment about our relationship, my response is always, you should do as badly as we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys talk with your kids? I mean, they probably wonder also how to emulate sometimes it's hard for kids.
Oh, no, so we were actually genuinely worried that they're going to expect, as I said in my book, Go On Pretending, not everybody goes through life with a person who they think is the most amazing. And we're actually afraid that maybe they'll be looking for something, that maybe they see our relationship, they don't see the realism of it. Maybe they just see the surface of it, and they're going to have a hard time because it's not all up here. It's all, it's the iceberg thing. It's all the work underneath. And if you just see the top, you don't really see what it is.
Right. But the other thing is they don't see the work that we did finding each other. Okay, yes, at the end of the day, it was luck. But the fact is, you had been dating for a decade. I'd been dating. We both had been dating for over a decade. Okay. And
Right.
then we finally found someone, you
Yeah.
know,
That's
but
good advice too.
but
It takes a while.
what you should do in that time is know what actually matters to you.
Yeah.
Because if you know what matters, it's just like, boom, that's what matters. I found it good.
Yeah, when
And
I
you,
find a man who's smarter than me, I'll marry him. It was really that simple. He's very, very, very smart, but he's also ridiculously kind, and he's a ridiculously good person, and he's a great father. And those were all things that I suspected, but I didn't know them to the extent that I know them now. So yes, it was, in some ways it was luck, because we just took a leap of faith off the
Yeah.
edge.
And my last question is, what are you looking forward to together?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, we're together and we're talking about relationships, but we're really two separate people. So the things we do together, but we also have our own separate intellectual lives. Okay. I'm gonna watch my anime and read my comic books. And the only thing that I know that I'm gonna do going into retirement is I'm going to like create some sort of project so that my workaholic wife doesn't think that I have nothing to do. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Grow as an
the
individual.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And but my relationship with her, it's like it's not something I think about.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, this is like gravity. This is my home.
And Alina, just to close out, what are you looking forward to as a couple and together?
I don't know. Here's the thing. As I said, I'm always still finding out new stuff about him. Like, I pretty much knew he was a kind person. He turned out to be a much better father than, I mean, I didn't think he would be bad, but and now he's actually taking care of his own dad, which he's doing phenomenally well. And it's not just a matter of money. It's a matter of going over there and talking to him. And he bought a little Connect Four game that they can play so that his dad can stay,
Lovely.
mentally stimulated. And that was not something that I even thought to think about him.
Yeah.
So I am constantly still discovering new and amazing things about him. So as we move on with our lives, I'm sure I'll find out even more things.
Because
And
he's a
that
great person.
I love that as a close because I think a lot of people think that when they've been in a long-term relationship, they know everything. And I think people don't always realize that you are always changing. Like Scott, you talked about, that's what you're looking forward to is growing as an individual. And Alina, you talked about getting to know him even more and more deeply and seeing him as a caregiver to his father. And so thank you guys for this really beautiful and inspiring interview. You have a lot of beautiful love for each other. And it's, I think a lot of audience members will enjoy hearing about it and
Thank you.
aspire.
Yes, thank you
Thank
for your
you.
questions.
Doesn't she have more questions? Which is so wonderful.
I do. But everyone has to eat dinner. In this episode, where I finish my conversation with this incredible, smart, loving couple, there are some really powerful take homes for me. But a big one is what Alina said about Scott, how she looks forward to learning more about him because you don't ever just know everything about your partner, and how much she has discovered about Scott's kindness over the years. And kindness in a partner, quite honestly, that's pretty much everything. And by the way, check out Alina's book, Go On Pretending. She was great here and is great on the page too. If you enjoy my podcast, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you would like to join my online small group workshop for those seeking a healthy relationship, sign up at findloveafter50.guru.